Good morning, my friends. This is Christy Shell, and you are watching Coffee with Christy. Today, I want to tell you about something. So one of my main prayers is to think about, is to pray, please guide me. So it's a simple prayer, but sometimes when I'm needing to be kind of grounded or needing to kind of reconnect with myself and with kind of the universe and kind of knowing that I connect, to God and to kind of using me for a higher purpose or whatever, I often use this prayer just to kind of more ground me, but also to call for help or whatever. And I say, please guide me. And today we're talking about Coffee with Christy and the new year of you, and we're using why words, but I want to talk about this concept of yielding. Now, yielding is an interesting word because it means to like give in or to give up or to let other people have like the right of way. Or it also means the idea of yielding, of like investing and then getting something back. And I love this kind of paradox of this idea is that you can yield, you can give in, you can surrender, and then in the end, you might get that investment back. And so I'm really wanting to encourage you to think about the idea of yielding. And what that means is, to me, is the idea that we want things and we want to make them happen, and we can be very driven to make them happen. And this isn't naturally like one of my natural natures is to drive and drive and drive to make something happen. And I've gotten caught a little bit in that hustle culture of making things happen and being very driven. And I often have to pull myself back and say, what wants to happen? What do I want to co-create with God or with the universe? And that's that prayer that I ask, please guide me. So when I'm not certain what I'm going to need to do in a situation, please guide me. And this idea of not giving up, but giving in to help to request this idea of co-creation with someone else. And so, or with someone else or with yourself or with your partner or with your spouse or with your coworkers or with your boss. But this idea that you don't always have to win, that you don't always have to be the driver, that your plan is not the only plan. Because I do believe when you pull back a little bit and you ask for that guidance, you will be driven in a place that is better than what you expected. Truly better than what you expected, right? You can make plans, as they joke, and then God will tell you what the plan is. But to understand, like, definitely move forward, definitely go towards a plan, but also to be willing to kind of get new inspiration and new, to make that situation better. So this idea of yielding or giving in or to that idea of letting that happen. One of the things is to know when you have such high expectations. We want expectations, but what happens is when we don't meet those, we're so disappointed. Instead of thinking about what you won or what you gained from that, or did it lead you in a different direction? This is kind of the idea of kind of being led by soul and yourself, right? Like listening to your heart. That idea is kind of this idea of surrendering or giving in or yielding. Now, here's what I know. When I made plans, I wanted to be a camp director, and that didn't come to fruition because I wanted to have this amazing relationship with my husband. When I wanted to be a corporate trainer, and I kept falling a little short because that's not what I was really built to do, right? And starting to work with adults and high school kids and understanding careers, it seems to like kind of want to happen. And it really is something that's guiding me and feeding my heart and making life better and giving me more success. So when we start to give in and we start to yield to what we think, what we learn is our true nature and our true calling, we start to really align and things start to really happen. And then the yield of the investment comes, the yield of that investment of working hard, but also listening to your intuition, listening to your soul, and co-creating with God. That's when we get the windfall. That's when we get to produce and to yield that hard work. So today, thinking about yielding, thinking about giving in but not giving up, and producing and yielding from that investment is what I want to encourage you to do. This is Christy Shell. Thanks for watching Coffee with Christy. I love when my people who really commit and want to be here, and it really honors me. So have a fabulous week, and we're going to make it through January, but this new year of you is so important. Thanks.